This is Ron Burgundy telling you to listen to my podcast. Here's a little something to whet your appetite.
Yeah! My pee-pee! My pee-pee!
Might as well take a shower.
No, we have the whole crew's here. Okay.
I'll be in a second.
All right. Okay.
I can't believe I saw you defecate.
I was reduced to my basic animal form.
Who? Ha! Ron Burgundy Podcast.
Available wherever podcasts are found.
Open your hearts and loosen your butts. It's time for couples therapy.
Yeah, this podcast is Andy and Naomi's, where they can both laugh and hang with all their homies, talking excellent vacationing with brunches and cuddling, to messy situationships and conscious and coupling, from Netflix hookups to single them with some Hulu, text, sex, regrets, or feeling on your new jubu. They gon' talk about it, yeah, you are invited, needing therapy, I guarantee, baby, we got it.
It's couples therapy. Couples therapy.
Hey everyone, welcome to Couples Therapy. I'm Naomi.
I'm Andy.
And we are a couple.
Yeah.
We a couple of comedians.
Yo.
And on this podcast, we bring you the very best sets from our live show, Couples Therapy, which features stand-ups doing sets with their friends, exes, lovers, besties, siblings.
Yeah. That's it. Great. We're done. Good night, folks. We'll see you later.
You guys, so happy to have you here, to connect with you emotionally, to be here present of hearts and minds. Andy, I'm going to really let you kind of kick it off because I feel like you went through something that I think our listeners will really appreciate, something that I know I'm still shook by.
Mm-hmm. For longtime listeners of the show, you know, Naomi and I searched all summer for something to watch.
Right.
Finally found Pose on FX.
Yes.
Pose. And it fulfilled us in our entertainment centers of our brain. It fulfilled us emotionally in our heart centers of our brain.
It created so many cleansing tears, so many tears that brought us closer together as a couple that we would finish an episode really feeling like our love was deepened, quite honestly.
A couple episodes ago, we talked about crying, and that was initiated because there were a number of scenes. End of the first episode when Blanca and, what's his name now? The dancer guy.
Oh my God, you're
Damon?
making... Yes, Damon.
When they hugged and they formed a family, we cried.
Oh, I love like BYOF, build your own family. That's my vibe, and anytime you can do it, I'm into it. And so, you know, as you know, we're into Pose, and so, I mean, tell them.
Great. So, last night, my friend Cena, he's a comic book writer, and he has he writes Iceman. We'll just say it. Iceman is a gay character, and he had, the first issue just came out, and he had like a opening party, a premiere party. What do you call it with a comic book? I don't know.
I don't know, printing party?
Print party.
I don't know.
So he had a party for it, and he is friends with the creator of Pose, Stephen Canals.
Oh.
And Stephen interviewed Cena at a comic book shop, and I went, and then Cena introduced me, and I fucking lost it. I was not able to talk.
Andy met the creator of Pose. You guys. Okay? This is epic. I get a text. I'm sitting at home. The one night I decide to stay in and nurse my depression, I get a text message from Andy saying, in all caps, I just hugged Stephen Canals. And I was like, wow. I like almost died.
When you said nurse my depression, by the way, I imagined you like breastfeeding this like dark cloud.
He says, God, you have such a rich visual mind.
Yes. Well, Naomi, I'm an auteur. But no. So like, you know, look, I was thinking about this earlier today. Before I went to comedy, I was a professor for 4 years. So I spent 4 years talking to large groups of people. I have been a performer for the last 8 years. I have met plenty of famous people and like kept it together.
Yeah.
I crumbled in front of Steven. And I was just like, Pose, my fiance and I, we just, tears. And I like did this like very...
basic miming gesture.
Yes, of like tears streaming down our face. And I was not, I don't think I said an actual full sentence. Like if you saw the transcript for that, it would be like someone having a stroke and like trying to talk.
I think that is like so wonderfully sweet. And then the even better part, you guys, and I think you guys as listeners need to come together and create, you know, put all your mental energy, stop what you're doing, forget what you care about. Stephen Canals has subscribed to the Couples Therapy Podcast. And what we need to have happen is for him to listen to them and love them and become our best friend.
Yes, that's what we want out of this.
Yeah, so put all of your energy, again, stop what you're doing, let go of your dreams. And just momentarily, if we could just all connect together and put energy into Stephen Canals taking this in.
I feel like we crossed a line somewhere between like being fans to like being creeps.
You mean because of what I just said?
A little bit.
All right.
I feel like
I hear it. I hear it. I take it in. I hear it. I take it in. However, we're not deleting any of it.
Sure. No.
So-
Keep this. Keep all. If there is one thing about couples therapy, is it shows our emotional honesty and how we have no boundaries. I used to have boundaries, and then I've been with this one for almost a decade. And
Yeah. Andy had these boundaries, and I just fucking kicked that shit down like a Kool-Aid man.
Yeah.
I just burst through that shit and said, "We doing this."
Yeah.
But
Naomi,
much more svelte.
I used to be like Bosnia Herzegovina. and then
Okay.
Naomi was the Civil War, whatever the hell
And
happened.
do you see where we differ, listener? Okay, I'm giving you Kool-Aid commercial romp, and Andy is going to keep alive a war-torn moment in history.
Sure. I was like Europe. And then
Okay.
Naomi came in like World War II and rearranged all the boundaries. That's better because I barely remember anything. I lived through obviously the whatever that war was in the late 90s. Black Hawk Down.
Okay, you guys, I would think it's a great time to give you our first set this is also from our live show at the Virgil. We have Greg Behrendt and Amira Rutola.
Woo!
You guys, they are
It's very exciting.
They are a married couple who have co-written several best-selling books, including It's Called a Breakup Because It's Broken, It's Just a Fucking Date, and the most recent, How to Keep Your Marriage from Sucking, which came out this year. So cop that. They also co-host the relationship podcast, Maybe It's You. Greg is a stand-up who's been on The Tonight Show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and served as a script consultant on Sex and the City. You guys, it's a true power couple we're bringing to your ear holes. So get ready. Roll it.
Hey guys, how are you?
It's so bright up here.
It's
so bright.
We as the only white cisgender couple on the show tonight, we just want to say thank you for making us your diversity hire. Someday, God willing, there'll be a whole show with just white couples. I gotta say, I didn't know what to expect when we came here tonight, but young people out seeing couples, what the fuck is wrong? Why?
Like
Man.
nothing sounds worse to me.
Oh my God, nothing. We don't watch anything with a couple in it. We just want to watch nice single people kill each other or kill couples. If we could watch a show just killing fucking married people. You've been married long enough.
Like The Purge.
People like married
Purge
people like married
marriage
things.
edition.
No, they fucking hate them. They hate all of them. They hate Judd Apatow. Fuck all of you. The only thing, and this is true, the only thing we watch is Mad Men with our daughters, and we go, "You're fucking lucky. You see how lucky you are? That's what we had." And we're not kidding either. That's how old I am.
It's called Superstar Parenting as well.
Yeah.
That's some great parenting happening.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So we'll go briefly over our how we met, because we met before the
I know. I was listening to some of the stories, and I was like, "Oh, they got to do drugs. Like so many drugs." When I met Greg, he was 3 years sober, and I worked in the music industry, so it was still like drinky drug time.
Right. Yeah. It was drinky drug time. We did no drugs together.
This was my very first relationship that didn't.
I cried
have
on my
any.
own. I just started crying on my own all the time.
You got to be
And
wide awake for all of it. It's
I know.
not great.
Not easy. That's
No,
not. If you can still do drugs and alcohol, please do them. Don't ever come off completely if you can manage it. And I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. I'm saying that to you. Manage it. Manage it.
It's worth it. If you can manage it, it's really worth it in
Manage
those
it.
early days.
You need it. You
Yeah.
need it. Boy, the fucking
Just be a
gets
little
old quick
glassy-eyed.
if you're there for it. It's louder than you think. And the noises are weird, and the feels too much. And no, how do you talk dirty? We never talk dirty. We're like, shut
no,
up.
it's a
She's like,
nightmare.
shut up. I'm like, I got it. Let's turn the lights off. They are off. More off. More off. darker.
Maybe we could be blindfolded, but not sexy blindfolded. Just like protect me from the situation.
Yeah, or slide
If I
somebody
can't
else in.
see it, it won't be scarring.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we're married. We've been married
And
18 years.
I'm so old that Andy Dick just showed you. He would show it to your dick, his dick in person. That's how well I got this. Yeah, I'm not even kidding about that. Andy, put that away, please.
Yeah, he's a sharer.
Yeah, I know you don't have a phone. We don't have those yet, but you can send it to me in the future. But now it's just out, and everyone's bummed. Yeah.
So what did you want to tell the people tonight about our?
So we met 3 times before she remembered who I was, which is super romantic. The first time I lived.
I wasn't taking resumes.
No. I lived with David Cross, and I had a place up on Franklin, a duplex, and we threw parties. That Bill Maher would be the only person to attend in a limo, not porn stars. And then anyway. And Amira came because in our particular circle of friends was Janine Garofalo, and she had made a movie with Vince Vaughn, and she came with Vince Vaughn, and Vince Vaughn brought Amira, and so I thought they were dating, and I was like, oh, fuck that guy.
And we were
always.
so drunk.
He was,
we
yeah,
literally,
Vince
we
was-
had gone
yeah.
to Ye Rustic Inn. We had had
Yeah.
all of the drinks
Yep, and I was like
because
really
Vince
sober.
was an
but-
event drinker.
But I thought you were hot, and I was like, hey, and you
I
like
was
walked
hot.
right past me in
And
my own,
young.
in my house,
And
in my
still
house. I
drinking.
live here. Okay, well, just say hi then. Fuck you, and just say hi in my house. Don't act like I'm drunk and going to see more important people. Bill Maher was in the back, and he was. I did at the end of the night though. I forgot about this, but Vince Vaughn was just standing in our driveway, to nobody going, turn it around, to no one. He was just evicting. He was evicting ghosts. He was just
Yeah.
like, turn it around.
Like
I
I
loved
said,
it. I was like,
it was
oh my
event
God.
drinking.
Yeah.
It was
Unless he
event
was talking to
drinking.
me, he may have been sending me back.
Could have been, but I remember very, very little other than
Right. So we didn't meet really. But then we were at the Bumbershoot Festival.
like a year and a half later in Seattle.
Yep, and I was up there doing stand-up, and Amira was up trying to sign a band called Sunny Day Real Estate. And I saw her in the lobby of a hotel, and I said, hey, we've met before. And you're like, I don't.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. So that was
I
pretty
don't
good.
think so.
Yeah, and I told her who I was, and then we were doing stand-up, and that is like telling somebody that I have sand if you want to come play with that. Like nobody cared about stand-up then.
Yeah, he was
Really,
like, "You're at my barbecue." I was like, "Well, thank you for a fun time."
the only
That-
more
like,
boring thing to tell somebody is you're in a surf band. I'm in a surf band. We don't even have to have a witness protection program. You can just join a surf band and you immediately disappear from
It's
everybody's
true.
vision. You're just gone. No one even knows what a surf band is or cares.
Yeah,
That's why I'm in
Whenever
one.
he starts playing guitar in the house, the girls go, "Should we go to the mall?" And I'm like, "We should. We
Guys,
should go to the mall.
Where are you going?
We're gonna give you some
Pulp Fiction?
space,
Nothing.
some space."
And
So the
then
third time we met,
we were getting our hairs did.
we were both at a hair salon,
Yep.
and we were sitting in the waiting area looking at the GQs and the Esquires
Right.
and the different magazines. And
I was
we-
getting mine more bleached.
Mm-hmm.
I was. This is when I was like a fat singer from the Offspring, the guy from the Offspring, Fat Dexter, and and we were making fun of Jennifer Love Hewitt, and that's where I
Because she had a
blossomed.
record album coming out, and I was
Yeah.
like, I bet it's so good.
Yeah.
I bet it's really good.
Yeah. So we
She
kinda-
probably writes all her own songs.
But I did say to you, she sat down next to me, and I said, "Hey, we've met before."
And I went, nope.
And I'm like, "It's the fucking third time.
I don't
it's
think so.
the third fucking time. Remember me, because I think we're supposed to be in love."
Yeah.
And it turns
So
out
then,
we did.
so then we were at, and it used to be like now it's a much easier process, but it used to be like you'd have a smock on, and then they would paint and foil your hair, and they would put Vaseline around your hairline, and then line it with cotton and put you in a shower cap. So,
Now you can just do it with an app. On a photo, you just
but it
fucking
was
add it after.
it was a lot to get past visually. We're both in our shower caps with our
Yeah.
cotton and our smocks, but we kept
Yep.
getting rotated like to the dryers and the washing basins.
I don't look
and the
great
what
in my
have
regular
you.
hair. And
Yeah.
tinfoil. So anyway, we eventually it took us
eventually
a while
yeah.
because of phones and
Right.
answering machines, and if you,
And I couldn't
sometimes you
see. I
didn't
couldn't
talk.
see people. I was still
Days
making
without
bad
talking to
choices,
somebody,
so I
yeah.
couldn't see good people. Yeah.
Anyway,
But so we were going to talk about how
we got engaged.
How yeah, our proposal when we got engaged, and how the dynamic of it actually has followed us through our relationship, and every single one of our conflicts or fights is exactly formed by this incident.
Yeah, and your first fight is every fight you'll ever have, and every part of what's wrong with you is in that fight.
Yep.
I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you. You can go back, look at every fight, and go, fuck, there's me
was
doing
there
that
first
thing.
day.
That's that thing I do.
Yep.
Fuck, I did it then. But you don't think you've done it. And when you really love somebody, that shit just seems minor. Like, she's a little racist, but no. But you know what I mean? Like, there's shit you overlook.
Wait,
like, that
what?
just seems a little
How-
controlled. You're not racist.
It kind of felt like it was at me though. It's like
No.
I'm the one standing here that you married.
No, that's my imaginary other wife. I have an imaginary wife.
God bless her, man.
Yep.
If she could take some of the duties, that'd be great.
Yep. Oh, trust me, she has. And
Like intimacy, eye contact. No.
Yep. Yeah, those two. Anyway, yeah. Do you want to? Did you want to? Yeah, let's. Yeah, we wrote a book. We might as well. Yeah.
We should set
And
it
please
up.
let us if we've gone too long. We'll just walk off if we don't have to keep talking
Yeah.
at all. And by the way, and everybody who was up
Okay.
here was fantastic. By the way, truly
So
a
much
good
fun.
show.
Such a
Really
good
fun.
show.
Yep.
All right, so just a little backstory. Greg and I had not been dating all that long, and I had been married once before, so I was not a rushing into it type of person.
And I was like, I'm fully fucking in love. This is happening. And
I was like, I'm really not
wants
sure
this.
he's marriage material. I need some more time. But there was circumstances. His mother.
Well, don't tell that yet.
Okay.
Don't tell that yet.
Sorry, I might
But
have
we
jumped
also had
around.
opportunity. So it was a New Year's of going into the millennial, so 1999. And we did not party like it was 1999. But we were going to be in Hawaii. That's where her family lives. And so I'm like, I have to marry this woman. And so my mother had said she had a ring. My mom was a drunk. Good person, had some problems, but a nice person, but a little eclectic and not always on the same page as you, or just really manipulative. Anyway, she had told me years before that there was a ring that I could have if I ever asked someone to marry me, and I said, I'd love to, I'm going to marry Amira, and she said, oh, fantastic. And she really did like Amira, and she goes, I'll be right back, and I thought she was going to get the ring. And she came back and she handed me a Christmas ornament of an angel holding a heart. And she said, give her this. And if she can't accept that as a token of your love, then maybe that's not the right person for you. It's like, am I challenging her to a duel? Like, I feel like she's passed some tests. I don't know that. But to be fair, I am a total product of the 90s, like, alternative. We just fucking hate everything. We were just the unfunnest, meanest. Like, the fact that you guys even like a show like this just shows you how much better. We just fucking hated everything. Everyone was a fucking hack. Everything was shitty. If you had a fucking callback, we were like, oh, fuck, like nothing. Everything was just fucking awful. Married people, marriage, and like we just fucking hated everything. So part of me was like, maybe she doesn't even fucking want a ring. She was married once before, and whatever. And I would find out about that very soon.
So we go to Hawaii. My family all lives in Hawaii, and my parents had rented this big house in Diamond Head so we could all be together in one space for New Year's. And Greg came out to spend the holidays with us. And so our bedroom was downstairs, but it was all glass windows and sliding doors looking at the ocean. And you could also walk out to like this pool that was under an overhang. But it was a rental. So it was in Hawaii where like the carpets are kind of slippery because nothing ever dries.
It would have been very easy to see somebody from a 70s porn movie go, I'm not fucking in there.
Yeah, it was
Something
like
died in there. That
so
thing is
outdated.
too fucking weird.
Everything,
It's just weird.
Everything was just not like plush or pretty, except for the out of doors where God made Hawaii and did a good job. Like, but
That's right.
inside it was
Dank.
It was so bad.
Dank. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
dank.
I went to bed because I was reading whatever that year's version of Gone Girl, like a super compelling read was.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in bed, but all of the glass windows are closed, so it's just reflecting back to me the shitty room I'm in. So I'm reading my book.
And I went up and I asked her
Yeah.
parents, I did that old-timey thing. But I told them, I said, I love your daughter, and I feel like I have a fairly good career happening in show business. I had done just some very excellent open mics and had been appreciated by those people who I told, fuck off, we don't do this for you. I'm going to a laundromat. And they were lovely. I love her parents. We get along well. And I'd done that. And down I went to the bedroom with my ornament. And we wrote this out in script form so that we could make it even more uncomfortable for you.
Yeah, so
As we relive our engagement.
So I've given you the setting, but just imagine I'm in pajamas, under the covers, reading my book, and I can't be bothered.
Right, and Amira clad
That's
in
it.
pajamas. Yep.
Right.
Engrossed in a novel, Greg enters nervously. Amira doesn't look away from her book or acknowledge his entrance.
Yep.
Amira finally breaks away from her book, slightly bothered.
No, that's wrong page.
Oh, is that right? No, I think it's right. Oh, no, it's on the back of the.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Start that one. There you go.
It's all bad.
I know. It's bad.
Amira still doesn't look
No.
up. Yeah, right there.
Hey. Say the line, hey.
I'm not great at auditions.
You said hey.
What's part of my reading again? Are you going to read part of it?
Yeah.
I remembered all. I memorized all of it. Just let me get through it. I was cut out of Jerry Maguire. I think I know what I'm doing. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Vacuuming.
How's that going?
What?
Is that going good?
My vacuuming?
Yeah.
I'm not actually vacuuming. I'm reading a book.
Right. Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm reading this book, in fact.
Oh, that looks like that'd be a good book to read. I'm not kidding.
It
I
is
said
good. You'd
something-
like
this
it.
is- This is
This
fucking
is this is
for
exactly
real.
what happened. You'd like it. It's about
It is good? What is it about? Yeah, you'd like it. It's good, right?
Yeah, I said that part already.
Okay.
You'd like it. It's good.
Right.
It's about
Oh, gotcha. I thought that was me. It's so hard to tell. It was so awful. I probably did repeat the words she said. So we're best friends, right?
Huh?
Do not start there. You and me, we're like best friends, right? Wouldn't you say we've become best friends?
Yeah, I mean, definitely as far as you're my best friend that's a guy.
Right, right. And we have fun.
Yep, yep.
These are not accomplishments. And I was just telling your parents that you're my best friend.
That's sweet.
And your parents are nice people. And we had a really good talk.
I'm glad they like you too.
Yep. And so I was thinking that maybe you and I should hang out for a long time.
Oh, okay.
I fucking worked on Sex and the City.
For many seasons. Yeah. He's been exposed to television, movies, and literature. But this is how this is going.
And I think we should hang out forever, like when we're old.
Okay.
Like in my mind, I'm like, how are you still even here?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? In conclusion,
About
here
what?
it is. That was my,
About what?
hanging out for a long time for like when we're old.
I don't know. I guess it sounds good.
Good. That's over.
Are
And
you
then,
are you
yeah.
trying to ask me to marry you?
Yes, I am, but it is not going well.
No, it is not.
I'm nervous.
That's okay.
This is for you. I could have not given it. I just could have not given it. But I fucking wanted that cherry on the top. I wanted it just fucking boom.
Thank you.
Yeah, look, he's giving you his heart.
It's very cute. It's very cute.
Right. My mom said I should give this to you.
So at this point, we're just staring at each other, and I'm holding a Christmas ornament. Well, that was nice of her.
It's not a ring.
I can see that.
I guess usually there is a ring.
Usually.
I mean, at some point, if you want one or something, come on. If you want one or something, I don't know, if you just want to make it weird in your decision,
Yeah.
I'd love for you to help me through this because I'm a fucking.
And by the way, he was already in his 30s when this happened. It wasn't like 23.
30, yeah.
Yeah.
33, yep.
And so I said, I'm not really sure what to say because nothing has happened. There's
Right.
there's not been a will you marry me or I love you or there's not been a part where I've been proposed to. I'm just holding a clay ornament.
Yep.
And we're staring at each other. And I was like, okay,
Yep.
I
And
guess I'll
then
go back to
said-
reading. And he was like, yeah, I'll get my book.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep. That was it. And then we went to bed.
Yep.
Both of us just staring off somewhere. And
and the next morning my parents go, so how come you didn't come jump on our bed last night? I was like, for what? Like, aren't you engaged? I was like, no. I was like, he didn't ask me to marry. Like, he gave me a Christmas ornament, but he didn't. Like, he told me he wants to hang out for a long. Like, no. Are you
What,
kidding
you're
me?
not fucking into that? Fucking hanging out like forever and stuff for things that we would do. Like maybe I got some shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And
So, and literally every single conflict.
Kurt's still dead, man. I'm fucking still recovering from that. That's all. I'm still a little fucking screwed up.
But every single conflict or fight we've had has been that there's stuff happening in here that doesn't come out here.
Here's the thing.
And I just
lack preparedness,
stare,
and
I
Amira
just
lacks the
stare.
skill to see that and make it easier.
Yeah.
Like it's the thing when you go, I show up, I literally, that's like when you go, and I'm sure there's comics here where you go to that fucking open mic and you're like, I didn't really write it down, I'll wing it. And you go up and you got nothing, and you're not good, and it's not coming, and then you can't remember your old shit because you're fucking bombing so hard, and then you're like, oh. That happens most of the time when I don't fucking, that's why I have this in my hand. I don't really need it, but fuck me, I'm not coming up here and blowing it again. And what I would say, probably in conclusion, is that if the solution to your problem is I'll get the clay angel, you still have a problem.
Indeed.
Good night, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? We wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Warby Parker Eyewear. Andy and I both wear glasses. In fact, we have the same prescription. Isn't that so romantic?
It's going to be in our vows. And over the years, we probably spent thousands of dollars on glasses, and we're sick of it.
Which is why we love Warby Parker. They know a pair of glasses shouldn't cost as much as a damn iPhone.
Yeah, Warby Parker's glasses start at just $95, which includes frames, lenses, and anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. And for every pair you buy, they distribute a pair to someone in need. So when you take care of your eyes, you help someone else take care of theirs.
Get your life! As lifelong glasses wearers, Andy and I know they're an extension of your personality. I mean, they're the first things people see when they look at your face. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you get 5 frames sent to your door to test out. Or if you're me, obsess over.
I tried on some frames when we had friends over, and I was faced with some really hard truths about my face shape that I was glad took place in the comfort of my home. And when I figured out which frames best obscured my hideous visage, all I had to do was order them online. It was easier than making a pasta dinner with all the trimmings.
And by trimmings, he means sauce. Head to warbyparker.com/couples to order your free home try-ons today. And when you're done, send them back in the prepaid return label. That's warbyparker.com/couples. And if you want everyone to weigh in on your new specs and find the right frames for you, download the Warby Parker app in the iTunes store.
Welcome back, everyone. Man, what a set. It reminded me, in a later episode, we will talk about my proposal to you. Also a doozy.
I truly relate it to the content Greg and Amira provided.
It's great, Greg. I thought this was wonderful. It's also like, I used to listen to Walking the Room with Greg and Dave Anthony, and so it's
Yeah,
this is
it was
nice.
cool.
This is nice to have. It was a cool moment to have them on the show.
Yeah.
So before we get to the next set, we had, earlier, I forget which episode, but we said, please, if you guys have relationship questions, neither of us are experts.
Of course.
And honestly, if you're asking for relationship advice, probably the answer should be break up with the person. That's really, if you're at that stage where you're going to write Dan Savage, the answer should be leave that person. Suck it up. Pack your bags.
Suck it up, pack your bags. But we did, but
That should be on a t-shirt. Suck it up and pack your bags.
Oh, God. But we said, if you got a question, we'll take a crack at it. We're open. It's a safe space. And you know what? Someone actually asked us a question.
I'm very excited. This should be fun to do. At the very least, you know what? Advice, maybe the answer is always the same thing, but it's the journey, Naomi, you take to get to that answer.
Exactly. You're doing a poll. You're collecting data.
And also, I will say this for this person. It's brave to write strangers and ask them for advice.
Well, I think that just speaks to how warm and welcoming I am. So, you guys, we got a direct message via Twitter to Naomi and Andy, which is also where you can send your cues. And this lovely, lovely woman broke it down for us. Andy, tell them, let's set the scene. Let them know the sitch.
At the Jasmine wrote us and said, I've been dating my boyfriend for a year now, and it's a weird situation. So before I dated him, I actually dated his friend. It wasn't awkward at all. We all met the same day. Parentheses, it was a Tinder group date. I don't know what that means.
Sounds funky.
End parentheses.
I love it. Keep reading.
Fast forward. He hasn't told his friend that we are dating and thought it would be a great idea to move in with him. Having talked about it, he now realizes that it might not be the best idea. Also, he has always been terrible with texting, but now he seems like he doesn't give a shit. Everything is great when we are together, but as soon as he's away, it's like he lives on a different planet. Thanks for hearing me out. I hope to hear your feedback. Heart emoji with a little dot underneath it.
I don't know. I always call it like a heart medal. I think of it as a heart medal.
Yeah. If it was purple, it would be a...
Purple heart?
Yeah.
But
Thank you. I meant a Purple Heart medal for being wounded, for being emotionally wounded.
Honestly, and I was going to say, that's where she's at. Andy, okay, before I get into my thoughts, because you know I have a lot, you tell me what you would advise in this situation. Now, let's notice, we're not being asked if she should leave this person. That's not it. It is just, what do you think? Do we think that there's something off about this?
Yes. Obviously, you should follow him. See, why is he suddenly distant? That's the question I have. I mean, look, in reality, you should probably just confront him and be like, hey, I mean, this is the real thing, right? Yeah. You talk to him and be like, hey, I've noticed that you're very distant lately. Why? Did something happen? Do you think that this is not going right? But that's not fun.
No.
So instead of just confronting him, which is what adults do, follow him. Now, when grad school wasn't going so well for me, I was watching a lot of Veronica Mars at the time, and I got it into my head, what if I became a private eye?
Oh, Jesus.
And I bought a book. It's very easy.
On how to be a private eye?
Yeah. It's written by a private eye himself.
And he was like, you can do it too?
Yeah, anyone can do it. Mostly, you just need to be able to buy, nice binoculars and some spy gear. And then you subscribe to a bunch of websites where you can, look up people's past, and they're like...
Okay, get access to the criminal records. And
DMV stuff and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really all you need. And you probably need, a police contact like I see in TV shows.
Yeah, you've
so
always
they can feed you some of the inside info.
Yeah.
Right. Also, by the way, abolish the police. Anyway, so... just throwing that out there. Policing in this country is out of control. And anyway, so when grad school was not going well for me, when grad school was not going well for me, I thought, what if I became a private eye? And I read all this information. It's easy. So you learn how to tail, right? because you got to stay pretty far back, but you want to.
I've never understood that, tailing someone and putting like 2 cars in between you. I'm like, when someone completes a turn, if I don't get through that light, you're gone. You're gone. You're dead to me.
That's why you got to be like 2 cars back.
But that's what I'm saying. But like, you know, at certain turns, like only 2 cars can go through. So if you turn and then you in this car, I'm sitting at a light.
Well,
if I'm at a long light, how?
Can I be honest? I don't know how tailing works in big cities, all right? If you're living in the suburbs, tail away. But in a big city, you're getting 1 car through maybe on the left. Maybe 2. Maybe 2.
Honestly, I'm going to have to read this book about tailing because I think even in a small place, then the reverse problem is that, like, it's so obvious if you're tailing because there's no one between you and the next car. Okay, listen. Now, Jasmine, this isn't what your question was. Your question was not about tailing, so I'm going to answer you. I'm going to give you a little bit of real talk, okay? This dumb ass moved in with the dude you used to date and didn't think that would be uncomfortable? You know why? Because he didn't think to tell him y'all were dating. And that is the thing I really take issue with. A guy, you know, when somebody doesn't tell their close friends, it's not like you walk up to people, your boss goes, how was your weekend? And you're like, I got a girlfriend. But someone close enough to you that you choose to live with them. You didn't find them on Craigslist. That's like your boy. You choose to live with them. You've been together for about a year and that person doesn't know? No. There's nothing about you to be ashamed of. There's nothing about you to hide.
No.
And I am finding that suspect. And I will say this. I'm not even going to make this a gender thing. I think some people, I don't care who, are good at compartmentalizing. But I find that suspect. Don't be putting me in little boxes on the hillside. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky. You know? It's like, when you're with me, you're all here. And then when I'm gone, it's like when you and I are separate, I don't exist anymore. Andy, question. Do you think about me when I'm not around?
Of course.
Do you talk about me when I'm not around?
Of course.
Am I in the front of mind, guiding your every day, making you live, being your sun and moon and stars?
Sure.
Okay, close enough. And that brings me to what I believe you should expect from your lover of a year.
Keeping secrets is crazy.
Hot take, Andrew.
Look, if you're writing a primetime drama, everyone's got to have secrets, and then you spool out when those secrets are revealed. And then that's how you write drama. But in real life, I want to be drama-free.
Exactly.
No secrets.
Exactly.
That's why I'm going to spill all my secrets right now on the podcast. When I was 10, I poisoned an elderly...
Don't even joke about it. He'd be taking bits too far.
I've never poisoned anything.
I know.
I'm a vegetarian. I take cockroaches outside.
I know. That does annoy me. I'm like, please shut it down. Kill it. There are billions where that came from. I'm not worried about their numbers.
I'll kill bed bugs.
I'll
kill bed bugs.
We don't have those. Don't even bring them up. I feel like I hear the word bed bugs and I immediately start itching. I can't even think about it. But I truly believe, Jasmine, you are having a feeling. There's a part of your gut that felt like you needed an opinion from 2 strangers. And that means you're not feeling right. You're not feeling right. And you got to have a straight up conversation. I mean, the intricacies of text, I get that. I'm not a big text message conversation person. I like to use text for the basics. Where you at? See you here. Blah, blah, blah.
Where's my food?
Where's my food? Always the text I send you. But this whole not telling the person who you used to date, who he is friends with, who he is also living with about you guys, no. Okay? I hope that answers your question.
Maybe he's embarrassed.
Get over it. It's been almost a year.
Because they used to date. Not embarrassed of her, but embarrassed of, like, I don't know how to, maybe he doesn't know how to use his words yet. I don't know how old these people are. Maybe this is, remember me before therapy, did not know how to use my words. I was an emotional Data from Star Trek The Next Generation.
That is correct.
Right? So just didn't understand emotions, didn't know how to translate them into English. So
No.
I'm not making excuses for this douchebag. I'm not making, no offense, I guess they're still dating.
Exactly. You never want to go that far. You have to remember when you're giving somebody advice about their significant other, you can never really trash talk that person, but you can trash talk their actions. You can say that action was trifling. You cannot say he is trifling. Because you got to remember, if they say together, you on the record.
It's the
You on the
actions
record.
of a real fudge butt.
Thank you. I hope we helped you, Jasmine.
So many hot takes from me. Secrets are bad. Those are the actions of a real fudge butt.
Jasmine, I hope we helped you. And listeners, okay, if you got questions, you know I got answers. Are they correct? Not necessarily, but I will come in hot. So hit us up, okay? You can send us messages on Insta at Couples Therapy Pod. You can also hit us up on Twitter at Naomi and Andy, okay? Because we are here for you. Plus, it's also really interesting to hear Andy's takes on relationships.
Yes, because they're, you know what? I've got such like interesting opinions. you heard it today. You're like, oh my God, I've never thought about those angles.
Right.
Don't
right.
keep secrets. Weird.
All right, you guys. We're going to see you in a little bit. After this commercial, we're going to give you another hot set. Bye. What's up, guys? We wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Warby Parker Eyewear. Andy and I both wear glasses. In fact, we have the same prescription. Isn't that so romantic?
It's going to be in our vows. And over the years, we probably spent thousands of dollars on glasses, and we're sick of it.
Which is why we love Warby Parker. They know a pair of glasses shouldn't cost as much as a damn iPhone.
Yeah, Warby Parker's glasses start at just $95, which includes frames, lenses, and anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. And for every pair you buy, they distribute a pair to someone in need. So when you take care of your eyes, you help someone else take care of theirs.
Get your life! As lifelong glasses wearers, Andy and I know they're an extension of your personality. I mean, they're the first things people see when they look at your face. And with Warby Parker's free home try-on program, you get 5 frames sent to your door to test out. Or if you're me, obsess over.
I tried on some frames when we had friends over, and I was faced with some really hard truths about my face shape that I was glad took place in the comfort of my home. And when I figured out which frames best obscured my hideous visage, all I had to do was order them online. It was easier than making a pasta dinner with all the trimmings.
And by trimmings, he means sauce. Mm-hmm. Head to warbyparker.com/couples to order your free home try-ons today. And when you're done, send them back in the prepaid return label. That's warbyparker.com/couples. And if you want everyone to weigh in on your new specs and find the right frames for you, download the Warby Parker app in the iTunes store. And we are back. How you doing, friends? You guys, we got another great set for you.
Ooh, friends of ours.
I know. This is so exciting. You guys, this is a wonderful set from Andrew T. and Tawny Newsome, the co-hosts of the podcast, Yo, Is This Racist? And you know what? Most of the time it is. Andrew has worked as a writer for a number of shows, including Problematic with Moshe Kasher and Robot Chicken. Tawny is an actor and improviser who is on the main stage and touring company of Second City in Chicago. And she was a regular on the show Bajillion Dollar Properties and a recurring character on BET's The Comedy Get Down.
Plus, you can hear on like 1,000 Comedy Bang Bang episodes and other Earwolf podcasts. She has her own Earwolf podcast besides Yo, Is This Racist? Which is on Stitcher Premium.
Oh,
it's good.
I love it. Podcast queen. You guys, get ready for this fun time.
Roll it.
Hugs. Everyone hugs.
Everyone hugs. Naomi, thank you for creating a safe space for me to bring my purse on stage. We are co-workers. We are not.
Oh, yeah, that's our relationship.
Yeah.
Co-workers.
Because we're not like a couple, so we just wanted to clear that. We're not going to have any salacious tidbits to talk about. Will we?
No. Come on. Get your minds out of the gutter. So, yeah, we do a podcast called Yo, Is This Racist? Thank y'all, please give it up. Business is slow these days. You know, it's not that much shit going on.
Yeah, racism's been solved.
We fixed it. We are a big
No,
contributor
everything's
to
on
fixing
fire.
racism.
It's
Yeah.
very bad right now. We have a lot to talk about every week.
Yeah. But so for a long time, I did this podcast by myself because I'm a masochist and I
Yeah.
just loved. You know what? I actually did love being able to tell people I'm off the clock when they ask me racism shit. Like when white people at a party are like, so what did you think about?
Yeah.
And it's like, call my fucking podcast.
So the podcast, we take voicemails. If you haven't heard it, we take voicemails from people that are either calling to talk about some shit that they've done or like things that have happened to them.
The best-
Sometimes
yeah.
people are just like, I saw this weird mascot on a billboard in the South. Is that fucked up? And we're like, definitely yes.
It's my favorite type of calls that we get are people who are currently in a fight. and
Yeah.
think that we are like some sort of racism hotline.
Like they think it's
that,
real
like-
time and
Yeah.
not a podcast that comes out like 6 weeks later after they call in.
What if instead of doing approximately 45 minutes of work a week, we were on the clock 24/7 forever to talk about racism?
Oh yeah, like Loveline. That was
Yeah.
real. That was real time, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Drew would sit there and answer people's creepy sex
Just
questions.
like, yeah. Just don't do that. That's
Yep.
illegal. It was just a
So-
recording of him saying that.
Andrew brought
Yeah.
me in because you were tired.
I was so
or-
tired. I was so tired of the racism. And also Tawny is I think I was thinking about this about what to say is I think Tawny and I are both a lot of white people's main friend of color.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, improv.
It's comedy rules.
Yeah, we found that out. You found that out recently because Crazy
Oh,
Rich
yeah.
Asians came out.
Y'all, just if you're get another Asian friend besides me.
He's seen
I
it 12 times.
It was wild. It was just like, yeah.
I had that with Black Panther too. People were like, have you seen this movie yet? It's called Black Panther. I was like, I'm your only black friend. Okay.
It's starting to feel like actually, though we started this as an indictment of our friends, it has become an indictment on us.
It's not that we only have white friends. I saw Black Panther with other black people.
Yeah, same.
You got a whole crab club
That's true. I got Chinese Crab Club going.
that I can't join. And who loves crab more than Chinese people? Black people. But I can't join because it's only Chinese people. And they go hard on these crabs. Tell them what you do.
It is.
They do.
It is. So what has happened is there's like a group of like 6 Chinese people, and the game. There's a text thread, and whoever sees crab on sale has to take a picture of the sale price of the crab and then buy crab for everyone. And we hang out that night. It's real. It's
That's
real
the blackest
Chinese.
shit I've ever heard.
Oh,
Taking
that
a
is the
picture
nicest
of a
thing anyone's
deal?
ever said to me.
Taking a picture of a deal. My aunt, this is a true story that I didn't know I was ever going to tell in public. My aunt is going to Mexico with my dad because none of the rest of us will go to Mexico with her. So my dad's like, fine, I guess I'll just take her by myself. And she is taking pictures of towels that she sees on sale in Mexico and told him to bring an extra suitcase so she can bring back towels.
Towel deal.
Just gotta get them cheap towels. This isn't even what we were gonna talk about.
No, it kind of is. We remember when we were making a plan earlier,
Yeah.
and step 2 of just riff until we think of something else to say.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
Is that what we're in now? Is this...
Okay, what were we gonna talk about? Our podcast. Our podcast.
All right, we have a framework for this, guys.
We did. We came up with like a whole conceit that we have just kicked the fuck out the window at this point.
Because we're not stand-ups, and I was like, I just need a
No.
premise, and then I can go.
Yeah.
So our premise is that it's, we're coworkers.
We are. This got real. It got real corporate as soon because before it was just some dumbass talking into a microphone about how all your obviously racist shit is racist.
But then you
and
brought
now
on
it's 2 dumbasses
yeah.
talking into.
But now you got like an employee, so now we're
That's.
or like
Do you think of yourself as my employee?
I don't know. Maybe I'm like a
I
don't
feel
wait.
like-
So are you the president or the CEO?
I feel like I'm like the scandal-plagued chairman of the board. I haven't done anything. Sorry, that sounded bad.
Wait.
What scandal did I?
Also-
The scandal is like how much fucking cholesterol I have from the crab party.
Okay.
Jesus
Also, the
Christ.
chairman of the
I'm gonna
board
die.
doesn't work at the corporation.
What if, you know what? The thing that's going to short circuit this bit about how we're coworkers is neither of us know how a business works in any way.
This premise is
We
great.
have nothing.
Well, that's true because I actually have never worked like an office job. I always had like bartending jobs or like teaching kids how to play with bubbles, and their parents called that drama class.
It's awesome because I feel like since Tawny started, she's been specifically corporatizing. Like you're really no, as in like you're really into making it like let's do this shit right, like a fucking professional.
Oh, I'm just trying to make money.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing my share podcast for free, y'all. I've been like a guest on every podcast, just like sure. But the second I'm hosting one, I'm like, where's the ad dollars though?
Let's make real shit happen.
We got a new producer. We got producer.
We have a
Zig
real
on
producer.
There. He's
Oh,
like
yeah.
so on top of
Shout
things.
out
So I'm
to-
like, let's make this a real thing. We're
Yeah.
touring. We're doing live shows. Like that's
Yeah.
where the money is. But
Hope so.
it better be.
One day.
If it's not, then we won't do it anywhere. This is how I've corporatized it. I understand.
No,
why you're
this is
saying
great.
that.
But you basically, it's like we have like there's an HR department. We just complain about each other to producer Zig.
Yeah, and he
That's
doesn't
cool.
do anything. But if we did have like a dispute,
Yeah.
what would our like HR avenue be?
I think we'd have to do it on air. We'd have to hash it out on air.
Yeah.
And let the most impartial and fair observer of the human condition, Twitter, could just decide it for us. That would be fine. I think
Yeah.
Twitter should just solve all our problems.
Okay, so that's our HR department.
Yup.
What else does a business have?
You did well. We did a corporate retreat, kinda.
yeah.
That was fucking sweet.
I like to camp because, like Naomi,
Ooh.
I also have an inner white woman. And so I love the outdoors. I love hiking. I love nature. So my husband and I were like, what if we get all our friends who are like a little lukewarm about camping? Because I don't know how, I'm also from Chicago, and I was always looking for like nature and shit. And moving to LA, I was like, the nature's so close. I don't know any of my friends who like to camp or do any of this shit. Like people will be like, I hiked in Griffith. I'm like, that's not a hike. That's a dusty walk.
Right.
So I'm always looking for friends to like come and like be in the wilderness, and you've expressed interest in it.
So what had happened was I was a Boy Scout.
You were?
Until the age of, oh wow. I did fine on the camping trip, everyone. I did
You
fine.
did great.
I barely no, I was fine.
He sharpened everyone's
I
knife.
sharpened a lot of knives.
He
I
had
got
like
a real creepy vibe actually now that we're talking about. I was just mostly like staring off into space and sharpening knives.
No, you were just stoned. We went during the meteor
I got
shower, and
stoned,
Andrew was
yeah.
the only one who was like, I don't give a fuck about that meteor shower. I'm gonna eat this edible and be in bed by 8:45.
I could not. I'm like one of those like miracle of nature people where I'm like, I do not give a. It's rocks in space. Who gives a fuck?
You went to bed so early, even after the first night when we saw the crazy meteor. Did anyone see the Perseid meteors? Was anyone anywhere dark? No.
Give it up for meteor. All right.
No, y'all city mice. But it was so bright. I was like, these are lasers shooting across the sky. One of them scared me. I thought it was coming at us like a Armageddon movie or something. And you were just, the next night even, you were like, nah, I'm going to bed.
I was just so high all the time. Which is actually how so I stopped being a Boy Scout when I was 16 because I didn't want to do the service project. And in lieu of like helping people, I just basically did LSD professionally for 1 calendar year. So
wait, you have to help people as part of being a Boy Scout?
Yeah, it turns out you have to. It's like, Boy Scouts. It's like kind of like a paramilitary organization of like just young, kind of angry boys.
I guess I think of it as like just boys who like to camp. I don't know.
Nah. No, who likes to camp?
White people.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I guess so.
That's the only people I see out there.
Okay, so we were talking about, we did the corporate retreat. It
Yeah.
was determined that Andrew just likes to do drugs and stare into space, and Tawny loves the miracle and totality of space and time.
Yeah. But
that was cool.
I guess the point of a corporate retreat is to like get you to know your coworkers in a different way, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I know that you can sharpen knives, that you don't care about space rocks, that you can make a mean, weird scrap meal out of scraps that we had not designated food for the night.
I think this is how you could tell I was way too stoned. I decided that I was gonna turn the collard green stems into
Because yes,
like,
I made collard greens
soup.
camping. Thank you very much. Yes, I did.
I feel like we were leaning into not being white on that.
Oh,
mountain.
I always do.
Yeah.
I'm full REI white woman, Cheryl Strayed, wild, fully. But then I will make a full soul food dinner. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to.
There's no other way.
No,
to
because then you
live.
look over and then there's some little white family just making like hot dogs and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, you want this dirty rice, don't you? You want this
Man.
mac and cheese in a Dutch oven."
You kept doing that dance and staring at that white family, and I thought it
like,
was just like a
yeah.
thing. That makes sense now.
Like,
now,
yeah, you don't
now
know
that
shit about
all-
these beignets.
That makes more sense. Or just the garbage that Andrew made.
So we're a business now.
We are a goddamn business. One of the things that happened, our podcast is on the Earwolf Network. We're having some trouble selling ads for the show because the ad
What do you mean
sales
because?
people-
They know why. These people understand what the because
turns
is in that
out
statement.
advertisers don't love being attached to a show called Yo, Is This Racist? We did get a note back actually from your lovely husband Nate saying the number of times you guys say racist or racism or racist in your like ad sales description,
Like our buyer
is
sheet.
turning people off.
Yeah. He was like, sorry to give this kind of note. I hate myself. He's in marketing, but he was like, just don't say the word racist so many times.
It's just a lot.
Because it's making it's making like white people's buttholes just cinch up a little bit.
Yeah. So we thought what we would do is we would end this little bit. We're going to try a thing we've never tried before. We're going to do some spec ads for just companies that need some help.
And we didn't write this, so
Oh, we sure
big
did
finish.
not. We also didn't. Starbucks.
We taught a class. We're not racist anymore.
Starbucks. You're allowed to be black in Starbucks now.
Yours
That's
is better.
the new Starbucks.
That's great. Okay.
All white Starbucks is out the window.
That's good.
What was our other one? Papa John's?
Papa John's.
Papa John's.
Our pizza is no longer racist, but it is still bad.
If you want the just keep the it's we're sort of cardboardy ketchup paste.
That you dunk in butter.
But technically we can say we fired the one racist that worked there.
Yeah.
Papa John's.
Papa John's. Or Papa John's. Niggas love us now.
Oh! Okay, that's how we got to end this
Bye.
shit. Peace.
Welcome back, y'all. Andrew and Tawny. Oh, I want to eat some crab.
Chinese Crab Club.
Chinese Crab Club. Chinese
Love
Crab
it.
Club.
Love
CCC.
it.
So good.
Love them. In fact, you can hear us. We were just on a recent episode of Yo's Is Racist. That was
Yep.
a real fun time.
Yeah, we really got into it.
I think both of us, it was like during a real hot streak here. That's what you call
You
it
mean
when
a
it's.
heat wave?
Yeah, a hot streak. And I think we were all out of our minds with heat stroke.
You guys, thanks for listening to this episode. If you want to hit us up, you can find us on Twitter at Naomi and Andy. You can find us on Instagram at Couples Therapy Pod. Individually, I'm at Blacktress, and he is at Andy Beckerman.
Yeah. And also, you can find the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're there, please rate and review the show. We need those reviews. There's some weird algorithm Apple's created. It's controlling all of our lives. And it feeds, much like Cthulhu in the Lovecraft mythos, it feeds on reviews.
Oh my god, did you understand any of that? Cthulhu and the Lovecraft mythos. Anyway, you guys, if you want to see us live, if you want to get some merch, hit up couplestherapypod.com. That's where we got some sweet items for you and info and ticket links for our live shows.
Next one is October 6th, this Saturday. It's going to be great. We got Max Silvestri and Gabe Liedman. We got Emma Willman from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It's going to be great. A lot of cool people. So you can get tickets at couplestherapypod.com under CS Live. You can get merch, t-shirts. I love the t-shirts we have.
Yeah, they're really great. Super comfy and soft, and I like that they're a little long. I don't know, I like a tee that hits the hip. So
I feel
that's
like
my journey.
it is a great combination between my indie rock sensibilities, my love of indie rock t-shirts,
You love a band t-shirt.
and your style.
It's so true. So you guys, check them out if you're into it, and we will see you next week. Bye!
Peace.
Couples therapy. Couples therapy.
It's the Ron Burgundy Podcast. It's the Ron Burgundy Podcast. Guess what? I got a podcast and you don't. Guess what? I got a podcast and you don't. Ron Burgundy Podcast. This is Ron Burgundy reminding you to tune into my new podcast. Brought to you by Charmin Toilet Paper, the best in the biz. It's made by some good guys for some good trips to Dusseldorf, if you know what I mean. Go to the store and pick up a roll. You can't mess this one up.